What's going on, all you wild zombies? It's your two favorite critics back here. Logan Myers, it's my good mate over there.
And I'm Norman Hill. That's right. We were back talking about Norman Reedus. He gets his own spinoff in the Walking Dead universe. He's back. Of course, The Walking Dead wrapped up its, many season run recently this past year on AMC. There's a few spinoffs going on. They had The Walking Dead, Dead City, of course, with the character of Negan and Maggie that aired earlier on in the year. And now we have The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon.
That's right, if you guys remember, because we sure as hell didn't. The end of Walking Dead is essentially old Norman's character going out, looking for Rick and Michonne and looking for the outside world. And we kind of set up here in the first episode of Daryl Dixon. He's on a boat tied up and he floats to shore. He ends up in South France for some odd reason. Not sure why and how he made it all the way out there, but they kind of set that up. And the first episode, the pilot episode of this, is much like the first episode of The Walking Dead. Not a lot of dialogue. It's him walking and just super quiet, nobody around. The city that's in ruins, essentially. It's abandoned. He's walking around looking for stuff in a boat and food and clothing or anything he can find. But the first part of the episode, there's not any dialogue, and just setting up a very quiet and spooky, apocalyptic world of zombies, even in France.
I liked how it started. It started very much like you mentioned, just like the very first episode of The Walking Dead. Very low key, very realistic feeling. You can imagine washing up on shore, not knowing where you are, and then figuring out you're in a whole different country, France, not knowing the language. I couldn't imagine what that would be like. It would be crazy. Following Daryl on this journey and trying to find out how to get back home, basically. And he's going to have to come across people, hopefully some friendly people along the way. But in the Walking Dead universe, 99% of the time, the humans are bad. They're even worse than the zombies. So he's going to have to find somebody he can trust, hopefully, and try to survive from the humans that want to kill him, that do not like him being there and consider him a threat. And that's what happens as the episode goes on. He comes up to this couple characters. It's a woman and an older man. They look harmless enough. He comes up and he kind of shows them, hey, I'm not trying to threaten you guys. I'm just trying to, figure out how to survive here, maybe get a little food, and I'll be on my way. I'm not here to hurt you. And seemingly they're friendly. But just like many of the other episodes in The Walking Dead, things go south. Things don't stay peaceful long.
No, they essentially just end up knocking him out. So he couldn't really, he thought he could trust them. And they're like, nope, it has to do with these soldiers showing up. There's always the bad guys in The Walking Dead, as we know. But he eventually gets out of there, and there's this woman watching him, and eventually he meets up with that woman, finds out she's a nun. To clean him up and get him all rehabilitated and healthy again, and sets up that whole character. That's played by Clemence Boyce. I don't know how to pronounce it, but she was the actress in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. That's where I recognized her from.
The question for me going into this show was how are they going to make this different and set apart and, able to survive on its own and be something new and refreshing for this character. And basically, essentially in the pilot episode, they're able to do that by, giving Daryl more lines that he's had, since basically the whole start of the series. We're used to seeing Daryl, back, I didn't watch all seasons of The Walking Dead, but as the seasons went on, seemingly gave him less and less dialogue, made him like the action star. So man, a few words. In this, he has, a lot of lines when he's talking to the character, the nun that takes him in and everything. You learn more about him. He's trying to figure things out. He's having to deal with, being in France and dealing with the language. And he's given way more to do than he's got, that he was given in the regular series. So it's really the focus is on him, and we get to see more acting from Norman Reedus. That was one of the things that he wanted. If he was going to keep this character going, he wanted more to do and, more acting involved rather than just, carrying around the crossbow, killing zombies week to week. He wanted more meat on the bone. And I really felt like, anyways, based on this pilot episode, that he was given more to do. And that was refreshing in its own right.
Yeah, because then in Walking Dead, he just basically grunted and mumbled most of the time. Not his fault, just the way the character's written. And then, like you were saying, there's more character development in the first episode for sure. They're going to be building this out. We're going to get more in depth, the inside of Daryl Dixon, what he's going through, the trauma, the death, everything going on in the past, and how he gets to the present and the future, and where he wants to go in life and find his calling, essentially. So I'm interested to see where that goes. The relationship with the nun was pretty cool in this. There's a young kid in this as well that's talking to him. So setting up a bunch of different characters, what they're going to be doing in the 6-episode run. So I'm interested to see where they take this. My rule of thumb is I always watch 3 episodes, then give up if I can't get past that. So I'll give it 3 episodes, but if it's only 6, maybe I'll hang in there and finish it out. Maybe it'll be a lot better than The Walking Dead, but we'll see when it ends in October. So that being said, I'm going to give the pilot episode, The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Norman Reedus hair pieces.
It was good to see this character back. Good to revisit this franchise, see some, life breathed into it. And I thought that this pilot episode really did that. It breathed some life into this franchise. It's been going on for years now. Started dragging towards the end. And there's more for these characters, obviously. There's more for Daryl. He's got to make it back to the United States. He's, eventually we know he's going to meet back up with Carol. So how is she involved in this? It's going to be interesting. And basically with the nun and the setup with the kid, basically the kid's going to be involved as, sort of the deal of the nun helping him get back home. He's going to have to help this child. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And then with the villain, the major villains here for this show, with the guy who was the brother of the soldier that he had to kill, or that was killed in the beginning of the episode, basically being blamed, on Daryl. So now he has people coming after him already. He's going to have to survive in this, all new country, try to figure it out. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out over these 6 episodes. And it was, basically on the first day it came out, it was already announced that season 2 is greenlit. So it's going to go on after these 6 episodes. So let's see if they can, really make these 6 episodes cohesive and make it interesting and keep up the pace from this first episode, because so far I'm in. It was a breath of fresh air in this franchise. So with that being said, I'm going to give The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, I'm going to give it, I think you're spot on, 3.5 out of 5 Norman Reedus hair pieces.
Really hoping they go back to the roots of Walking Dead, back when it was good, the first few seasons. Less soap opera and just get down to good characters, great kills, and what they're going through and the trauma they're going through. Just go back to that. And so far, it seems like they're going to go that route, but we'll have to see. It's 6 episodes. I saw a poster for this with Paris in the background, so that'd be cool to see like an abandoned Paris if they end up going there in the season. But I'm hoping so.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. It's fun. He's a cool character, a cool actor. I like him as a guy. He has a ride on AMC too, so a good relationship with the network. And hopefully he's enjoying this, playing Daryl and having more to do. Let's hope they, really created a good story and one that's worth following. That'd be nice to be able to follow this universe again that old Robert Kirkman created for us all to enjoy, and it's had a lot of success. So we want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of the pilot episode of Daryl Dixon? Did you guys enjoy it as much as us? Or, are you kind of going to stay out of the Walking Dead universe? Let us know in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to click or stab or shoot an arrow in. Subscribe. So thank you for enjoying our review of Daryl Dixon. And we will be back to wrap up the whole 6-episode run in October. So until the next Cinephellas review, I'm Uncle Merle Hill.
And I'm old Uncle Logan Reedus signing out until the next review.
Cheers!